Job did not commit any sin that led to his suffering. Job's suffering came about as God allowed Satan to test his faith. Life as he knew it was turned upside down and made into something that brought him intense pain. Job represents the truth that innocent people suffer, but by the end of his story also shows that God is in control the entire time. God allowed Satan to attack Job spiritually, emotionally, and physically, but never to the point of death. Job 2 verse 6. God remained in control. Job's wife was the first to reveal her lack of faith in God. His wife said to him, "Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die." Job 2-9. Job's response shows just how much faith he had in spite of her doubts. "You speak as a foolish woman speaks," he told her. "Should we accept only good from God and not adversity?" Throughout all this, Job did not sin in what he said. Job 2 verse 10. Job posits an excellent question to consider. If God promises salvation in the form of heaven, why is life expected by some to only be good? Job's three friends, when introduced to the story, bear witness to his suffering. They go so far as to lament on his behalf. Job 2 verse 13. As the book of Job continues, each friend has a chapter where they engage in dialogue with Job. Then Job is given a chapter where he responds. The friends' attempts to help go so poorly that God is ultimately disappointed in them. Job 42 verse 7. God was so upset he had them offer sacrifices as repentance. The reason for this is that the friends blamed Job for his suffering. Unbeknownst to them, God allowed Job to suffer despite being a righteous man. His friend Eliphaz was the first to blame Job. Consider, who has perished when he was innocent. Job 4 verse 7. Their relationship helps us see how we as believers seek counsel from others. While people may mean well in their advice giving, no one can truly comprehend how God works in our lives and should not speak on his behalf. Additionally, suffering is to be experienced even by the innocents, like Job, not because someone has committed an offense against God, but because suffering is a part of life. God used Job's suffering to build him up and show the devil that Job would keep his faith. After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes and doubled his previous possessions. Job 42 verse 10. In the end, Job gained more than he lost. And he was restored in all aspects of his life: health, family, finances. God showed Job favor as he remained faithful in his belief. This information is important because these details reflect the loving nature of God. God's love was present despite Job's unhelpful friends, wife, and harsh circumstances. God does not allow sorrow for the sake of suffering. He allows us to experience trials to make us better people and expose weak areas in our lives. Job was able to learn more about God during his struggle and further build his trust in the Lord. Job's suffering too also allowed God to affect Job's friends. They initially blamed Job and learned that Job hadn't done anything to merit his suffering, thus showing them a side of God they were unaware of before. Throughout the entire book, Job prayed, struggled, and eventually overcame. He never stopped having a relationship with God. Nor did he curse God as his wife encouraged him to do in the second chapter. Job's steadfast faith offers proof that no matter life's circumstances, maintaining faith is always a possibility. Whether we are spiritually, emotionally, or physically stricken, we can keep our trust in God. He will at some point deliver us from our troubles and make us better from the experience. God also answers our prayers, just in his own timing. In the way God responds to Job.